Hello and welcome to the channel. Tonight, it's around 6:30 p.m., maybe 6:40 by now. And the new moon is going to be exact at 7:30 p.m. So my idea is that we're going to go ahead and look at the astrology, check out what's going on in the sky, and spend a little bit of time kind of getting some idea of what the sky is saying to us, making some choices about how we want to respond. And then I have an activity that we can do. My idea is that I'll show you this idea of some sort of a new moon ritual, and that you can do it around 7:30 p.m. because, well, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, that's when sun and moon will be exact together at 22 degrees Aries. And so we're just now getting into the pre-new moon, the moments before the new moon. So before we get started, I always like to get grounded, call in sacred space. For all the students who are in our Cosmic Alchemy course, this is something that will help you in all of your readings, just to take a minute to get grounded, to connect yourself to the earth, to connect up with the sky, take some deep breaths and sort of clearing your central channel, clearing your spine, making yourself available to receive information. So right now, I have no idea what I'm going to say. I don't script anything. But this section here where we get grounded really is what helps make all of our readings more pure and taking our own thought process and the linear mind out of it. So to do this, let's go ahead. You can close your eyes. This can be a 60-second process. It doesn't have to take a long time. You're just going to imagine or visualize your spine. Up here through the throat and up through the head, we're going to imagine this opening up like 1,000-petaled lotus. Opening up, receiving, connecting, reaching up into the sky. As you inhale, you're going to imagine yourself reaching up through the crown of your head, making contact with the sky. You may visualize yourself connecting in like little streamers, connecting in to different planets, to different nebula, whatever kind of celestial bodies that you visualize in the moment. And then as you inhale, you're going to draw that cosmic energy down in through the throat, down the spine, all the way down to the pelvis. You can extend that even through your legs, all the way down to your toes, making contact with the earth. Then again, back visualizing to the spine, you're going to imagine that lower section of your spine where your tailbone is. You're going to imagine that portion of you growing roots down, down, down into the earth, connecting with your ancestors, connecting with the land that you're from, and even beyond that, to the land that we are all from, to the collective ancestors, reaching down as far deep as you can imagine. Your roots are going to now, on your next inhale, you're going to pull that earth energy up through those roots, through your toes, your feet, ankles, your legs, all the way up to your pelvis, up through your spine, up, 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 back to that 1,000-petal lotus, reaching up, touching the sky. That's a beautiful visual of that cosmic light reaching down to the earth, and that soil, bones, minerals, of the earth reaching up through your body, connecting and touching in with the sky. It's going to take one breath and imagine these two energies merging in your body. Deep breath in. And then on the exhale, you're just allowing your body to do whatever it wants to do with this energy. Okay, so at this point, some people really like, and I get it, especially on the new moon, it is nice to have one of those exhales. Inhales, we're always filling up. The inhales, actually, our diaphragm pushes downward to the pelvis. So the inhales are always filling. The exhales are always a moment of surrender. And this surrender is so much like the new moon. At the new moon time, it's a weird space where we don't see the moon. Sun and moon are so close together that we won't be able to see the moon. Not so much yesterday, definitely not tonight, and definitely not tomorrow. So we'll start to get a glimpse of that new moon, which is really the moment that we want to set our intentions into motion, is when we first see that little crescent moon. So right now, what we're doing really is allowing ourselves to surrender, really emptying out, making space. And the activity that I have for us tonight has to do with just that. And then preparing us for another activity to do, to call in very strongly what we want for this new moon, because this is the first moon of the year. Pisces season, that moon cycle that we just ended, is a time of really being in the unified field of consciousness, really having no boundaries, dissolving all boundaries, becoming mist. This is the mystical realm. So within that boundless, limitless, unconditional love of Pisces, we get into Aries season where we are conditional. This is where we stand up, we identify ourselves as an individual with unique desires and passions. And so this, from going from Pisces into Aries, there is this real strong demand. That's why I asked you to bring a fire, bring candle, because this is where we're going to light up from the inside. So we're going to journey to our solar plexus. We're going to journey to Mars, and we're going to light up from the inside. So with that lighting up, we also want to be burning away things from the past, beliefs that we hold about ourselves, past identities. It's so, shivers. Ooh, the shivers of burning up our past identities, because this is something that people cling to super strong. Ideas and beliefs about who we believe ourselves to be and who we believe ourselves to be in relation with these other beings in our life, who we sometimes can put them as characters in our own movie. And we have to remember that they are the headliner in their movie. While you are also the headliner in your own movie, there's this weird place when sun and moon are together. Ego identity is the sun, moon is soul. S-O-U-L, your soul, your memories, your subjective reality, your emotional longings and dreams. So at the new moon, merging those two together, in this moment, the ego identity, as thinking about those other people who are in your movie, who you've assigned them roles in your movie, in this one breath, ooh, all those names and assignments that you've given to these other people, call that back in. In this one moment, in this breath, call that back in. Your lover, your child, your mother, your friend, your enemy, your ex, your all of that stuff, because those are all parts of your ego identity that you've assigned them out to other people. So at this moment, before the new moon, ego identity and soul, S-O-U-L, merging together at 22 degrees Aries. Just taking a moment to reunite those identities and characteristics and assignments that you've given to others, to bring those back, because they are you. They are yours. It hurts and it sucks, because we're like, oh, well, this is my this, and this is my that person. This is my son. This is my daughter. This is my partner. This is my grandma, my mother. And so those are like the sutra. The sutra basically is, in Tantra Yoga, the sutra is a thing that represents a whole chapter in your book. And so each of those assignments that we easily give to all these different people represent a whole chapter in your book. And so by taking this moment to breathe that back in, you free them of your dogma, is the word that's coming. You free them of that chapter that you've assigned to them. Take a breath. Calling that back in, letting this energy that we've pulled from the sky and pulled from the earth, that deep breath that's alchemizing all of you, all of your ego identities. Deep breath in. On the exhales, allowing your body to do what it needs to do. So those identities that you've given out to other people, your body knows exactly what to do. Oh, that's my Saturn complex. Oh, that's my Mars. Oh, Dad. Oh, that was Saturn. So bring Mom, that was my moon. Bringing all of those back in. So your body can fit them back into the puzzle, back into the matrix of your own psychology, your own soul. Okay, so let's look at this chart for a moment. We have Venus at 26. So that's just 4 short degrees away from the sun and moon. So whoever's just now come on, you can always go back and watch this video. You have the link so you can watch the video, so you can get back through that first 12 minutes there. So 4 degrees away is really close. And Venus and the sun have been together all month. They've been together through Venus going into the underworld, making the descent in her 584-day cycle. Venus is now in the underworld, meaning that Venus and sun are traveling together. Venus has been going through this process of dissolving, breaking down. Actually, it's a death process for Venus. Now coming out, Venus is now on the other side of that, making her way back up into where we'll see Venus again in the morning sky. So this process with the new moon still having Venus nearby. Since the full moon on the 28th of March, we have been undergoing this process with Venus, which is having us to reevaluate our relationships, having us reevaluate what we value, reevaluate what we value. So Venus represents our money, food, sex, relationships that are based in sensuality, lover, beauty, smelling flowers. Venus is how we are sensual, sense-based. Venus is receptive energy. Venus is what we want to pull in, what we want to attract. The want, the longing. You have Venus inside of you, so that it's already there, and it's where you pull things to you. So, unconscious wants, unconscious longing that you weren't aware that you were longing for, why this thing keeps showing up to you, because you're calling it in. because Venus in you has a want, it has a longing. During this death phase of Venus, though, it is a good opportunity that it's naturally built into the cycle that we will dissolve, let go of, release things that we wanted. So as Venus is coming back in at this new moon, Venus is coming back in, we'll see Venus again in the morning sky shortly. And it's a very good time to, a thing I like to do with those unconscious wants that we're not aware of. I like to work with that in my dreams, but if you're not a dream worker, you can just tell your body, I dissolve unconscious wants and longings that are causing me pain. And if you know the area of life, this is related with your finances, this is related with your eating habits, it's related with your love relationships, partnerships at work, sense-based relationships, sensuality, your own intimacy with your own body, your intimacy with yourself, your ability to attract good things into your life. So look at that. And this is a place, take your journal, and I am going to do this also. Just write a little note, because I'm going to come back to this for my own process tonight at the new moon. Those things related with those topics that I just mentioned, how are they showing up in your life? And then you're going to tell your body to stop. I no longer want this. Okay, so it's a death by intent. There's this shamanic process that we're going to do as we go journey to our solar plexus. You can do that same process to journey to Venus in your body. Venus is the sacral chakra. Venus is your pelvis. Solar plexus is that spot right above your belly button, and this is your place of power where you assert yourself, where you stand up and put yourself in, really penetrate reality with your own desire. Venus is that watery, sweet honey pot of your pelvis, where you're constantly magnetizing and pulling things towards you, whether you are gendered male or a gendered female. That pelvis, that honey pot, that sweet bowl of nectar is always magnetizing things to you based off of what you believe is good and valuable. So the work we're going to do with this journey, let's go ahead and also clear that sweet honey pot. So you're attracting things to you that are good and that are in alignment with what you know you want. All right, so we got Venus on the new moon. The other thing I want to mention is that Pluto, Lord of the underworld, Pluto, Kalima, Pluto, Pele, who is the goddess of destruction. Pluto is also Shiva. In some sense, I'm feeling more of the feminine version of Pluto personally, because there is this deep, dark, inner world that Shiva doesn't quite touch. Shiva is more of that ground of awareness. Pluto is the ground, your underbelly. It's below the surface in your inner reality. Pluto is at a 90-degree angle with Venus right now. So that death and dissolution, that process is still happening, and only 4 short degrees away from this new moon. So that composting and the 90-degree angles tell us that there is a challenge. So these things don't get along necessarily. We got Pluto in an earth sign, and then we've got all this fire with Sun, Moon, and Venus. and that we internally have a battle. The 90-degree angles show us irritation, frustration, it's not easy, and that we are asked to be humble in the face of things that aren't easy. Humble your ego identity, which is just a raft of names and titles that people assigned to us and we accepted, or that we have taken on in some way, a raft of titles that we believe ourselves to be. That's your ego identity. And it's not true. None of it is actually true. It's all just a rafts tied together going down the stream of your consciousness. And at any moment, you can cut that raft and decide that you're not that anymore, or change it into something else. Pluto at this 90-degree angle with Venus, Sun, and Moon tells me that there is this deep composting going on with our values, with our sense-based relationships, and our ego identity, our soul memory, our dreams. So this is all being reconfigured right now. Okay, and the last thing about the astrology for this, because that with Pluto, that's going to be ongoing for the next few days with Sun and Venus. And this next thing, Jupiter and Mars are at a 120-degree angle, and this will also be going on for the next few days. Jupiter is in Vedic astrology, they call Jupiter the guru. So Jupiter brings the light. Jupiter is our vehicle to liberation. Jupiter is the vehicle to expansion, growth, evolution, enlightenment. So as that vehicle, you can think of it vehicle to enlightenment, the guru who brings the light from darkness to light. Jupiter represents the jovial, light-hearted, goodwill hunting, good luck, free spirit, fun, adventurous. Jupiter is a lot like Sagittarius. So Jupiter, we think of as, it's like I can't talk about Jupiter without smiling, because it's that feeling of somebody just gave you money, somebody just gave you a compliment, you just gave somebody money, you just gave somebody a compliment. It's a good feeling that brings us closer to, I know they say we grow through pain. Jupiter says we grow through love and more love. So Jupiter is at a 120-degree angle with Mars in Gemini. Jupiter is in Aquarius. So this has to do with innovation, with playfulness, jovial freedom, taking our assertiveness and expecting good things, knowing that good things are coming, almost like looking for the good, looking for, and going there, because Mars goes. Mars has a competitive edge with a strong will, strong energy, physical strength to move the thing, to actually go out and do the thing. So we've got that going on for the next few days. The imagery that's coming is that you go somewhere, you're inspired, you take inspired action, and you're in the right place at the right time. You meet the person who says the thing, who helps you remember this thing, that takes you to this place, and it's this series of good events that get you into that harmonious flow that has to do with your enlightenment, with your abundance. Abundance of wisdom, knowledge, money, good feelings. Abundance spreads across all these different concepts. It's not just financial abundance. It's not just abundance of beauty or abundance of pleasure. It's like Jupiter is all the abundance of all the things that you want. Mars is your ability to take action to get you there. Okay, so let's go ahead. I want to tell you. I want to tell you this little thing. We're not going to do it now, but in a little bit today, sometime tonight, you can even do this tomorrow. The new moon energy is the day before, the day of, and the day after. So anytime between now and tomorrow, you can do this activity. New moon is the best time to burn shit. And imagine, I've got this candle. I really like to burn stuff in a fireproof little, I have this little, I didn't bring it, but it's a little cast iron, little skillet thing. So you can put a little salt, cover the bottom with Epsom salt, and spray alcohol on top, like just a rubbing alcohol from any place will do. Just cover it. Throw a match in there or light that on fire. And you got a little fire burning now. Make your fire however you want. To be honest, you could do this on the kitchen fire, on the flame in the kitchen. Sometimes I'll put things in a little pan and go outside or make a little fire pit. And you're going to ask yourself, what identity have I taken on that I'm ready to let go of? I am this, I am that, the great I am. Whatever you put after that really sticks and really becomes its own thing, which we have to continually try to keep up with. Sometimes when I look at my Instagram page, I'm like, it's like, I feel sometimes like I have to maintain this thing that is no longer my identity. So if you scroll through, you'll see there's like different phases of my identity, because there's no possible way that I'm going to keep it actually the same. But in this day now, between 2020, since 2020 especially, social media has become really life. And so whatever identity or role that you're playing, it's so funny with this, like we assign roles literally now to people on the internet, and it's really weird, but whatever it is, that's what we got going on right now. So what roles have you been assigned that you are ready to release and let go of? You're going to write that on a little piece of paper, and don't say I am blank, just write the identity. Write the belief, the role you've taken on, the roles that you've given to other people, like beliefs that I have about my mom and dad. Through looking at their astrology chart, I confirmed that it's not even true about them. It was me. The beliefs I have about you are really about me. So you can, relationships that you have that are challenging, you can write those identities out and put those in the fire, because those identities that you have assigned to this person are your identities. So write that out, write those out. I like to just write them on a piece of paper and tear the paper up. So I would take this, tear a little piece off, write something on it, and do that a couple of times. And then that way, when you're ready with the fire, ceremoniously, you're going to throw those into the fire. Imagine that fire is a volcano and that you're standing at the edge of a volcano, because, you know, in the ancient times, anyway, from books that I've read and stories and whatnot, they're putting their sacrifice into the fire. They're putting their sacrifice. So these sacred names that we've given to ourselves and to other people, this is going to be our sacrifice, standing at the edge of the volcano and ceremoniously throwing our sacrifice into the fire. Kali, Pele, that goddess of transformation, is waiting to receive your sacred offering. As you put that in, know, feel, believe, trust in your body. Oh, this is such a body process. So when you're writing that down, it comes from your heart down through your arm. Ooh, comes from your mind, your throat, into your heart, out through your arm. And you've wrote these sacred words and names that you've given. And then you bring yourself to that fire and again, scooping up and throwing that name into the fire. So within your body knows that this is a true and real sacred ritual of dismembering. Ooh, okay, so dismembering, which is not remembering. This is where we are dismembering, taking pieces and parts of a false identity that we have been given, that we have taken on, and we're gonna dismember, put that into the fire. Okay, so let that, after you do that, sit in meditation, let yourself be guided. I'll give us at the end here, pretty soon, next 2 minutes or so, we'll do a little guided meditation. You can go back and listen to this. So after you've burned, you can listen to the guided meditation. And then I like these clear candles because you can take a Sharpie and write some new things that you want. I just put a little heart there for now. Write abundance, honey, honey. I got bees everywhere. So the bee medicine, owl medicine, things that you're working with, you write them in here. Integrating my higher self into my everyday reality, becoming the goddess. You know, write on your candle what it is that you're calling in. And these, they're supposed to last 7 days, but sometimes they do, but it's usually 4, 5, 6 days, something like that, maybe 7, but I don't think so. Depending, this is beeswax, so it could last a little bit longer. You're going to write all of your intentions on this candle after you do your volcano ceremony, sacrificing those outdated parts of yourself into the volcano. Now you're going to do this meditation, this guided journey that we're going to go through now. After the journey, write those new things. So we don't know yet. The new moon dark phase that we have tonight, we don't really know just yet what it is. So you might not write on your candle tonight. You might sit in this dark space and not know for a day or two what it is that you're calling in. You might know what you're calling in. So I'm leaving that up to you to trust yourself, to know what to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and prepare for a little guided journey. I'm going to take a little drink of water here. I'm going to turn this light down. So if you're going to stay on, you might as well go ahead and lie down. Close your eyes, get comfortable. Make sure that your body is satisfied and comfy. So you're going to imagine that you are traveling. Let's go through a portal into the underworld, which is basically your own inner world. So you're going to imagine the entrance can be, I'm seeing a big, huge bush on the side of a mountain. So I'm traveling around, going past the bushes. I see a cave, and the cave is lit. There's some candles drawing me in toward that cave. So going in through the cave, passing through the candles, it starts to get dark. And all of a sudden there's a slide. So it's like you slip all the way down. Make sure that as you're sliding, you kind of tuck your arms in and go ahead and make it fun. And right as you get to the end of the slide, you're gonna like pop through. You're gonna pop through. So you feel yourself popping through, sort of like if you were imagining being born, that there's this little, like a little pop. You're gonna drop into this jungle, wet, shaded space. So look around, see what you see. As you're walking through this space, you meet an animal. What animal do you see here? This animal is the guardian of your solar plexus for this Aries moon cycle. You may see more than one animal. Just notice which animal you see. Thank the animal for showing up, for their presence. And you are going to exchange gifts with this animal. This animal is the guardian of your solar plexus for Aries moon cycle. So to exchange a gift, you're going to reach down into your pocket. And what do you pull out? You're going to hand that over to the animal, and the animal hands you a gift. What is that gift that your solar plexus guardian animal hands you? So you're going to receive that gift, and you're going to continue walking through the jungle. The animal is taking you to your inner Mars. You're going to meet your inner Mars. So humbly, gratefully following this animal that you've met. Walking through the forest. Notice the sounds you hear. Notice the temperature of the jungle. The way the earth feels as your feet press into it. You start to hear some sounds as you approach Mars. Mars can show up in this space as whatever Mars wants to show itself to you at this time. So you're going to walk just past a waterfall, around to a lake, and this is where you're going to meet Mars. What do you see? Notice Mars and notice the feelings that you have about this version of Mars that you're seeing now. You're going to approach that figure. Introduce yourself. Make yourself known. And this Mars figure also introduces themselves to you. And now you're going to ask Mars, what is your true nature? And that same question is reflected back to you. Mars asks you, what is your true nature as Mars? What is your true nature? Mars being your assertive nature, your masculine force, your ability to penetrate reality with your desires. Again, here there's going to be a gift that is transferred. You give a gift, and you also receive a gift from this Mars figure. What is that gift that Mars offers you? You're going to just take a moment sitting in this space with Mars as you being Mars yourself. So this is your inner Mars meeting with Mars in your truest nature, your truest masculine force, your truest ability to penetrate reality with your desire. You can pause this recording. If you're listening to it later, you can pause here and take a moment just to be in this energy with Mars. And if you're ready, we're going to go ahead and walk over to the lake now. This lake is Venus. This is your honey pot, your pelvic bowl of nectar. I want you to walk up to that lake, sit down, gaze into the lake, notice what you see. What colors? How does it feel? What other animals are nearby? Are there things floating in the lake? If you notice any trash, debris, rubbish, garbage, things you want to maybe go in and clean that up. Just take a moment to go in and clean up any debris that's there that you don't want there. Once you get done picking up anything that's there that you want to dispose of, we'll put that in a bag and we'll carry that back out with us. So you're going to imagine that. All right, so you're going to ask this body of water, what unconscious beliefs do I have hidden in here that are attracting things that I don't actually want? You can imagine that words are being written on the lake to tell you what it is, You can pick that up. A little squirrel comes by and tells you. Let the answers reveal themselves to you in the scene of this lake. What am I holding in my water that is attracting things that I no longer want? Let the answers arise. Take a deep breath in and a relaxing exhale, letting the shoulders soften, the jaw soften, the pelvis softens, the water settles. The answers are being revealed to you. The answers are bubbling up to the surface. As you do your ritual tonight, write these words also to be thrown into the volcano as part of your sacrifice. To make sacred. Sacrifice means to make sacred. So as you are understanding more about what's in this lake, you know there's more, and you don't need to work it all at once. You can. But you can also come back to this lake anytime to purify, to cleanse, to clarify your intentions. And now the spirit of the lake also gives you a gift. What is that gift? And you also leave a gift, an offering to the spirit of the lake. You're going to say thank you. You're going to go back to Mars, say thank you. And this guardian animal of your solar plexus leads you back through the jungle. Leading you back, retracing your steps all the way back to that entrance where you slid down and popped through into the underworld. You're going to thank that guardian spirit, that guardian animal of your solar plexus, taking your gifts with you, leaving behind the gifts that you left, taking your gifts with you. And the opening opens. And now the slide has become manageable steps that you're going to climb through. Pulling yourself back through, climbing up and out. You're back at that opening that is lit by fire. Gonna walk through, you see the big bush at the edge of the mountain. You come around the bush and back, all the way back into your body. So just become aware of this 1,000-petaled lotus at the crown of your head. Become aware of your tailbone, which has grown deep roots all the way down into the earth. As you inhale, you're going to pull your roots back into your body. You're going to retract those streamers, that streams of your consciousness that you've sent up into the cosmos. On a big inhale, both of those energies come all the way back into your spine, full of yourself. Deep breath in. As you exhale, just allowing this newly refined, fresh energy from the cosmos and the earth to do what it needs to do in your body. I trust my body to know what to do. Take a few more breaths like that. Come all the way back to yourself. All right, so that concludes our new moon initiation. If you have any questions, please feel free. You know where to reach me. I love to hear any of the feedback that you have. I would love to hear what was revealed to you in your journey. And of course, you might want to do this again after you go through your volcano ritual and go through this meditation again. It's more of a journey, less of a meditation. Meditation is when you shut all that stuff down. A journey is what we just did. So after you go through this journey, let me know. DM me, send me a message, call me. I would love to hear about what happens for you. And just know that this work is very real. This work is everything to change those core beliefs that we hold about ourselves, and to invite in the energy of the other worlds, the energy of the spirits, of the animals, of the mountains, the lakes. All of these things play a huge part in how we create and recreate ourselves. So thank you so much. I love you all, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.